Time for the obligatory Corona update on the golf cart. As you can see, we've had a change of venue as far as where we're working on the cart. We're back home instead of at Kyle's house. And, well, with everything that's going on right now, I'll be here more than I'll be there. So I figured may as well just bring some parts over and work on it myself. So don't exactly know how it's all going to go together and what kind of timeline and everything, but I've got the front clip, the brush guard, the front upright for the roof, the rear uprights for the roof, the front mud flaps, the back seat to the back seat, and the roof itself. So kind of a hodgepodge of parts as far as the roof goes anyway. I don't know if these uprights are correct for this cart. The front is, I know that, and the roof is not, because the roof very clearly says club car on the back of it. But just stuff that needs to get done at some point or another, so we're just gonna get working on it. It's not bolted solid. Obviously you can see the grill guard is drooping, but you get the idea. So everything's real loose right now. There's no rivets holding the nose on. And then this upright was broken when I got it, so I'm gonna have to weld that. But that's roughly what it's gonna look like. There's the mud flaps. I gotta get a set for the rear. And yeah, so everything pretty much works off of these two 5/16 welded nuts, which are welded into the frame, which I think you saw that in the last clip. So that's pretty much how that's gonna go. I've got to figure out what all we're doing with these rear uprights, and it might come to the point where I just look at buying a proper back seat mount, because that will locate those pieces. So we'll see about that, but that's what it's roughly gonna look like. So continuing to mock everything up and just kind of get an idea for what I'm gonna need. When the grill guard does go on, you can see there's a gap between the upright for the roof and the grill guard, so I'm going to have some bushings made for that, 1/2 inch. And then, as said, this is a club car roof, and really nothing's correct here except for the front. And basically, what I'm thinking is I'm going to cut these, turn them 90, run them across, and then obviously utilize these rear mounts. In the front, I'm not totally sure yet. There are these little, where is it? There it is. These little hexagonal holes that look like they would hold a nut or something like that. So I'm not exactly sure what the original design would have called for. And also I want to move the roof forward a little bit, which I'll be able to accomplish once I mess with these a little bit. So I don't think I want to go all the way up to here with it. Also, that doesn't really appear to be a mount, but I got to take a look at the original club car that this would have come off of and see what they would have called for. As you can see, we got the nose and the grill pretty well situated here. The roof is going to take a little bit more finesse to get ready. So basically everything works off of these two bolts here. So in lieu of the roof or the upright being on right now, I got these spacers, which are a factory piece off of a Workhorse, which is the parts cart. So I got those, and then some little bushings there. So the thing looks pretty good, for sure. And I definitely need to get some rear mud flaps to match the front. And because the last time I took this thing out, running around, it got pretty muddy. But anyway, as you can see, we got it up right now, doing an oil change on it. And I'll show you here in a second some bad news. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a blown head gasket. Yep, so pretty sure the head gasket's blown. You can see the wastegate is welded shut instead of having a regular actuator the way it normally would. And the way this hot pipe or the downpipe plate is, the wastegate can't really open anyway. And it makes like 6 or 7 pounds of boost, and I'm sure that was enough to pop the head gasket. So I'm doing an oil change now, just to prolong it a little bit till it all comes apart. Just gonna use some Valvoline 1540 in it. I don't know what it had in it. I haven't changed it since I got it. It may have had 1030, so running a little thicker oil might help it out. Anyway, so we got it up in the position here to tilt it forward. Luckily, these engines have 2 oil drains on them, so it's kind of accessible from either direction. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that up. But yeah, things are looking pretty good right now with the front clip and the grill guard finally on.